What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. My name's Mac, and if you're new to the channel, this is my YouTube channel, How to Heal. I hope you guys are all having a great day. We'll start the video off with some lovely side bends here. Okay, so today's video, I wanted to discuss an interesting thought and conversation I was having yesterday about, I don't know if I can say the C word on the internet, but the big pandemic that we've all been going through for over the last year or so. So I was speaking with someone and they were kind of just discussing a lot of their concerns about going forward, how things should be, and how things still don't feel like they're going to be in control, and what we should have done and what they should be doing, and basically a lot of what I perceive to be kind of like guilt and shame around things we believe we should have done, or things that we believe the government should have done, or anything like that. And I noticed kind of what I believe to be a big difference in consciousness around this moving forward. And I think I've noticed this a lot with different people, but I've noticed there's some people who have found a lot of positivity and light and acceptance through this whole experience, and there's some people who have really gotten rigid and buckled down and been really affected in many negative ways by this pandemic, obviously. And in many ways, I've kind of been on both ends of the spectrum, which is why I'm saying this, I guess, with confidence in belief of both sides, because I've felt both ends of the spectrum. And it made me think about how something like this can result in two very different mindsets, right? And my own shift from like feeling all the pain, feeling all of the guilt and shame and frustration of what I feel like these beliefs are being imposed on me, like you can't do this, you can't do this, because if you do, you're a horrible person and we think you're so bad, and how dare you do this, how dare you think of doing this, right? And getting really rigid and frustrated and really essentially fighting what feels like lack of control, right? Because I think that's one of the biggest issues is it feels like there's a lot of lack of control. But then switching to the other side, this deep level of acceptance and gratitude and positivity that I've felt out of it as well, especially in the last couple months. This really nice shift. And I think it's because I think, at least with myself, it isn't that I'm losing control, but the lack of control I've had in many things has basically just become more apparent by the pandemic. It's not that I really had more control before, just things seem to be going more my way. And because of that alignment, I think I believed on a subconscious level, I have more control. Things are okay because I can control this and I can control that. I can do this when I want, I can do that when I want. But in reality, many of these things are accustomed to the long list of things we don't have control over. And that's what I think develops these two different mindsets of one being like, this isn't how it should be. We're too restricted. They took all our power away. They did all these things to us, all these awful things. I feel so judged. I feel so destroyed, right? And other people being like, it is what it is. This is the natural flow. This is how things are going. Like, I wish everyone well. I wish everyone in good health, but this is kind of just how it is, and I have to accept it and do my best with what I have and focus on the things in my control. So I just thought this was a really powerful point in kind of the going willingly or going kicking and screaming that I talked about in a previous video, right? Like, if you take this in a different light, it can be very transformative, helpful, positive, and bring a lot of great change for you. But if you get stuck and latched to a lot of things that you want externally that are out of your control, you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that resistance, and you're going to feel what feels like the world repressing or fighting you back. So I think this is just a great opportunity to try to let go of a lot of things that you can recognize are out of your control, and a lot of things that you feel maybe it's time you just let them pass, and you find more acceptance in what is and things you can control, right? Like your emotions on several things. With a lot of practice, you can begin to control and influence those, and your thoughts, your likes, like your desires, right? And your aversions, the things you really dislike. And the more you can let go and accept what is, and the more you can reduce things like desires and aversions and realize that many of these things are out of our control, the more inner peace you'll find. At least that's what I believe, as that's what I have found. And the things you can't control, being other people, being your body in many senses, being like wealth, property, possessions, all of these things, the level of permanence of things, right? Like nothing is really forever. So being able to accept that stuff, like for example, I got a synth keyboard, and it's cool to get things like this, but I think I find a false level of promise in assuming I'm gonna have this forever, and this is gonna be part of me, and all of the things external to us, just like ourselves, they are impermanent, right? And we're gonna have to let go of it all eventually. So letting go of as many of these things as we can now, and just accepting what we have, accepting what comes to us, I think can bring great, there we go, can bring great peace. So yeah, try to let go of external things that you can recognize you don't have control over, and I think you'll find a lot more peace and tranquility there. So a bit of a long-winded video there, but hopefully you can get the gist of it. If you guys have found this video helpful, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can comment down below. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you guys have a great day.